I'm Monse Rees, and this is Seasons of the Cellar Winter Edition. Today we are in one of our two barrel rooms. In this particular case, in this room, we're storing Pinot Noir. And this time of the year, we do a lot of barreling, moving barrels, moving wine into barrels from the vintage that we just finished, and moving wine out of barrels from the previous vintage that we're gonna bottle. So there's a lot of work going on with barrels. We use, as a reference here in Pedroncelli, different percentages of new barrels versus old barrels. As you can see with our Pinot Noir, we got these new barrels here, and these barrels that have been used over 3 years, and they're neutral. You cannot get any oak flavor out of them, and the only purpose is for storage and aging. So the reason every wine that we do have different percentage of new barrels versus old barrels. And the reason is the style that we want to achieve with every wine. In this particular case, Pinot Noir, I only want a 20% new oak, and the rest I want a neutral. I don't want a Pinot Noir with a big oak profile in it. I want to showcase the variety, and that's the philosophy for the rest of our wines. We always want to showcase the varieties. So for the main wines that we make here, Mother Clone, Three Vineyards, Merlot, we use a 30% of new oak. For the single vineyards, those are the wines, the small lot wines that we make, Courage, Bushnell, and 007. Those get a 40% new oak, new barrels. The reason is because these single vineyards can handle a little more oak, and they stay longer in the aging process. So the first wine that we barrel out during the year is the Zinfandel for the Mother Clone, and the components for it, including the Petit Syrah. So every year we barrel out the previous vintage of the Zinfandel, and we barrel in the vintage that we just finished. So the Mother Clone has 12 months aging as a stylish feature for this wine year after year. Other wines have more aging process. Cabernets get normally about 14 months. Single vineyard wines get between 16 and 18 months aging. So that kind of defines the style of the wine that we want to make. This aging process, the percentage of the oak that goes to every wine, and the type of barrels that we use. Not every wine we use the same type of oak. For Zinfandels, and pretty much 90% of the wines that we make, we use American oak. We use only French oak barrels in our Cabernets and a single vineyard Cabernets. That is a style decision also. Zinfandels, they really showcase the variety better with American oak. Again, we don't put too much American oak and too much new oak in it. So it really is just in a background to give some complexity and backbone to those wines. And because Cabernet Sauvignon is more a classic type of wine, we're trying to follow the classic style of Cabernet Sauvignon aged in French oak. With the exception of, it's not an exception, but with the single vineyard Cabernet Wisdom, that we use a thin Stapes barrels from French oak, that they really accelerate and increase the aging process and makes it more integrate the micro-oxygenation happening into the barrel with the wine. And also because the Wisdom stays longer, way longer, is the wine that stays longer in barrels.